I want to talk to you guys about mom back. I'm gonna wake my daughter up real quick. Come on in. Hi. So, a lot of moms are getting, when they pick their kids up, a lot of pain. So, oh, sweetheart. What I'm gonna take you guys through is a couple things, why this is happening first of all, and then stay to the end because I'm gonna give you a 3-minute circuit that you can do to free up any mom back so you can continue to carry your kids, play with your kids pain-free, and give them big hugs. Big hug. So the first reason we get mom back, physiologically, we're looking at our body's anatomy. We're sitting most of the day, right? Whether we're eating, we're driving, we're working at our computer, our desk, whatever it is. As a result of us sitting, our hip flexors are getting extremely tight. And so what's called lower cross syndrome, basically if I were to draw an X through your pelvis looking from the side of your body, if your hip flexors, your quad, your IT band, all the muscles in front of the knee and from up to the hip are really tight, as a result, that low back's gonna get tightened up as well, really low back tightness or actual back pain. The other thing we're looking at from the other side is you have a weak core and weak glutes and hamstrings, so it's actually tilting your pelvis forward into what's called anterior pelvic tilt. And so to get you at that, as long as we can stretch the quad muscles, all the muscles in front of the hip, and then we can actually strengthen the core as well as the glutes and the hamstrings, that will alleviate a lot of tension, a lot of the tightness and pain coming from the low back. All right, so you might be thinking, what is Dylan doing? Because he lost his mind. I mean, yeah, I basically lost my mind. I think any parent has. But I wanted to show you guys this in the bathroom because this is where a lot of moms specifically go just to like escape their kids and escape the stress. And so the second part of the reason we get mom back is because we are so stressed. And when we stress, the mechanics become with our breathing, we start breathing with our postural muscles up here instead of breathing with our diaphragm muscles here. And so our diaphragm, if we look at it anatomically, it connects to the core, right, in a 360 manner. So the core muscles, the low back, the front core, the abs, the front, the obliques. Basically, when you stop using the diaphragm, you're dropping stability out, right? So when we stop using the diaphragm to breathe, we are taking away the stability of the core. It's almost like if I were going to take a bridge and the diaphragm was the wires to the bridge, those wires aren't going to be as strong because we're not using them, right? And so when we make those strong, then the bridge can be really, really stable. When it's weak, the bridge is going to be very unstable. And so when we're breathing up here with our postural muscles, these muscles are meant to be postured, right? And these muscles are supposed to be for the core. Diaphragm breathing as much as you can. I'm gonna give you some exercises for that as well, but as much as you can, just being conscious of where you're breathing, taking deep breaths into the diaphragm. And I'm not just talking about in front of you, I'm also talking about expanding when you breathe laterally out this way, out to the sides, and then as well as actually your back. And a good drill you guys can do is just basically put your thumbs, find the bottom rib cage, use that, and then you can also use your hand right here, and just try to breathe with the diaphragm. Try to inhale, fill that balloon up, and push out your thumbs with your diaphragm. So it'll really help. So the third reason that we get bad mom back is because we are in our lifestyles and how we pick up our kids, our ergonomics is just really off. In Roman times, they created what's called the deadlift. And if you've done the deadlift in the gym, basically where you're hinging your hips, picking up weight, lifting it up and down with a flat back. So in Roman times, they developed the deadlift because it was a way, all their soldiers were getting really bad low backs from picking up dead people, their dead soldiers off the ground. So what they did was they had to teach the soldiers to properly use their glutes and their hamstrings and their upper back and spare their low back to pick up their soldiers. So a lot of moms you'll see here, right, and just kind of like round it over, picking up their kids. But what you want to do is hinge at your hips almost here, get as close to your kids as you can, close enough to you, and pick them up from there. Okay, and that's going to be really, really helpful for sparing the low back. And also just keeping your spine in a neutral position using your glutes and hamstring will be really, really good for your low back as well long term. And I'm doing a voiceover here because our daughter lost her mind, and I'm using the clips from my Instagram. So this is the first stretch. It's called World's Greatest Stretch. Main focus here is drop that back knee down to the ground, foot right by the hand. You should feel a deep stretch in the quads. This is a side lying clamshell bridge. You basically do like a side plank up. Keep your feet together, knees go apart. You should feel your glutes working quite hard on that one. This is dead bug breathing. So you see I pointed to my stomach. I'm basically breathing. If you watch my stomach, inhale and exhale, and you really actually want to push into the ground and inhale into the ground as well. So obviously these exercises are great, but how do you fit them into your schedule, especially as a mom? You have the most trouble prioritizing yourself. So how can you fit this into your schedule, and how can you just make this happen? I want to actually, she doesn't know I'm doing this, but I'm actually going to talk to my wife and ask her how she was able to prioritize herself, because she really struggled with that 100%, especially in the very beginning, prioritizing her own health and just herself in general. So I'm going to interview her, ask her some questions about how she did it, and then the effects that she saw. So come on with me.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Can I see some questions on camera? Okay. So I'm going to ask my wife some questions about how she prioritized herself and.
I think once we finally developed a routine, even though that
Oh.
Okay, sweetheart. That was scary, huh? Once we had more of a solidified routine, even if it did change an hour here or there, I made sure to schedule it in my own Google Calendar and blocked off that time when she naps.
Yeah.
To make sure I either work out, go for a walk, rest, whatever my needs may be that day. And it has allowed me to finally have more energy playing with her and be more present. Otherwise I was just running on burnout and not present and just...
It's really good, babe. Thanks so much. So you heard it from my wife. That's how she did it. Scheduling, making sure that happened in her calendar, just executing on it, making it a point, whether it's you need rest or take a walk or work out or, meal prep, whatever it is, just take that time for yourself. It doesn't have to be this is a time to work out. It could be a time to do anything, right? So if you are a mom with young kids and you want to lose 15 or more pounds without having to go to the gym, cut out wine, cookies, pizza, meals out, all that stuff. If you're interested in that, sign up for my 12-week Metabolic Momma method. I'm going to put a link below, and we'll get at you soon.